Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Cobalt Mood. It is May 21st, Thursday, and what an interesting day it's been, again. I was photographing, and I was feeling good. I just started going straight through to my second set of listings, and about like photo 13 or so, I don't know what happened. I got distracted by something. A few days ago, I had opened my mail that I remember talked to you guys about being like this thick, and that has really ruined my life. I was getting distracted by the environment I was in. I was getting distracted by the dishes in the sink. And then I remembered, oh, I think I was photoing something. So we went back down to photo. And then I got distracted by something else. It got to a point where I felt like I was starting like one thing and then stopping, and my brain was bringing me somewhere else and then starting that task. And at one point I was like, you know what? Let's just make a list. And my list was so long. Even writing out all the things that I have been avoiding doing, like for example, my key fob to my car, I accidentally washed it about a week ago. And it still worked, but like half the time, and I have like a push start car, so like I actually need the fob to be able to function the car. Like the whole last week, I was really playing with fire because my car didn't always register that I had the key to be able to start it. So I was clicking unlock on my key fob a few times, or unlocking the door, and just like being all over Oregon, hoping that I wasn't gonna get stranded. While also being like, I guess I'll have to Uber home if needed. So I really needed to, actually didn't even know how to do it, but I had to Google how do you get a key fob replacement, only to find out that if you go to your dealership, it's like $200 to $500 a key. So then became the whole unraveling story of me then finding somebody to like do a service call. It was just a lot for my one brain cell to handle. I did end up getting it done, and like so glad I did because it was not very expensive. I had the fobs here already. They just needed to get reprogrammed, and the guy was able to do it. So in total for two, it was about $200. And then I just put it on my business card because I'm like, well, I use my car for work and it's a car expense, so you're going to be a write-off. Yeah, I just was filled with a lot of anxiety and just this sense of like overwhelm. I was talking to a friend about all of my car issues, how like life is so hard when it's just you. Like there's nobody to depend on. Even talking about it, sometimes it's helpful, but today I felt like I was going to implode. Like, I felt like I was having a panic attack, but I've never had a panic attack, so I don't really know if I'm having one. But it was so strange to be like doing so well, and then all of a sudden life just like hits you in the face, and then I'm like, this is why I don't open mail. It just was a very weird start of the day. It is now 8 p.m., so that kind of shows you the amount of struggle I've been having. Yeah, so once I kind of like was able to focus a little bit, I was able to pack my orders, deal with the fob guy. I had my coaching call. Oh, by the way, for the record, I just want to say today in my coaching call, I felt like it was the first day of normalcy where I wasn't hit with a bunch of, this is not an issue. This is, you're overthinking it. This is, fill in the blank. All of the shenanigans that I have been complicating my business with was not really part of the conversation. And I am just patting myself on the back for that. I did watch it back because, as I've told you guys, I kind of black out sometimes as I'm talking to him. I have to like not look at the camera because then I start looking at his response, and it distracts me, and then I forget what I'm talking about, and then I get nervous and awkward, so I just don't even look at the camera. I'm just like this as I'm talking. When I watched it back, I saw his reaction, and there was one time in particular where he was kind of smiling, waiting for me to bring some shenanigans to the table, but I took a quick left with my actual question, and then, it was fine after that. But yeah, I just want to say that for the record here. I feel like I had a good call. Very productive, good call. So that lasted about 2 hours, and then the fob guy finished up while I was on the call, so I felt like two birds with one stone. Then from there, I went and okay, so every time I have a dog here, I give them a test run. I'll go to the post office to drop off mail, which is like 5 minutes away. And when I get back, if they didn't damage anything, they passed the test. Well, unfortunately, Nelson failed. When I got back, he had taken his anger out on some plastic bag that had a bunch of plastic silverware in it. And he gave that plastic bag a piece of his mind. I was just laughing at the fact that that was the target he chose. He also like pushed over the the laundry basket I had out that I've been needing to fold for the last 3 days. He somehow shoved that over. So I was mostly laughing just thinking about him in his very small chicken nugget status being like, I'm gonna rip up these forks now. He definitely had a lot of shame because when I walked in, I was like, well, you failed. And he just was running away from me. And I have like a kitchen island, so every time I would get close to him, he'd like run to the other side, just putting the kitchen island in between us. So I'm like, Finn, I don't even need to reprimand you because you have all the shame that you need. Okay, so I want to just circle back quickly to the mink teddy bear because I did post that in my group, and then if we have time, I'm going to show you this really weird pickup that still makes me laugh. Hasn't sold yet, but it is like nothing I've ever seen. Okay, so first one, mink teddy bear. As a reminder, I talked about this maybe like 4 or 5 videos ago. I wasn't sure if he was real or not. So I brought him to my reselling group and asked them, like, anybody know anything about fur? Apparently, with fur, if you burn it and it smells like burning hair, which I'm actually familiar with because in high school I had really long hair and I straightened my hair a lot, so I would constantly have that smell as I have kind of wavy hair and it would get straight. So yeah, if this is burning hair, then it's probably real. And the hair will just kind of singe. Whereas if it's like an acrylic or fake hair, the hair will just like shrivel up into like a hard bead. So I wasn't able to pull anything out of this guy. So what I did is, because he's jointed, I went ahead and like pulled the joint apart and then just cut a little piece where it wouldn't be seen. And then I burned it afterwards. And sure enough, it singed. And then something really interesting happened internally in my mind. I immediately felt weird about rubbing my face on this real fur bear. And as an animal lover, I basically just put him back into the box. And I immediately went from, I really love this guy, to that makes me feel weird inside. And now the Charlie Bear is definitely winning in terms of what I want to keep around. So yeah, I learned that a lot of times mink teddy bears don't have tags because people will bring mink fur coats that maybe was around in their family and it doesn't fit the person who got the coat. So they'll then take it to somebody and they'll make teddy bears out of their fur coat. So that's one way that the fur is reused. To just look at this bear now, I'm just like, you're real. Makes me feel kind of weird. It's kind of sad. So anyways, he's priced around like $100, but we'll just see. I'm not very attached to him anymore. Now that my bubble hasn't burst, that he's real. It's weird because, you know, I've shown like rabbit fur on here before and I've been fine with it. But this bear, it's just something different. No, thank you. So, anyways, somebody probably will get a great deal out of this because I'll be like, just take it. I don't want this bad juju here. Okay, now in terms of the weird no animals were harmed plush, I picked this guy up about a month ago and I picked him up. I don't know if you're ready for this, guys. It's awesome and then it just gets better. Okay, here we are. It is this dog that has an afro and the tag is purely in Japanese. And it wasn't until I was looking up that I found the true beauty. So from here, honestly, he reminds me of broccoli a little bit. But the tag, if you open it up, remember, I don't know Japanese, but I can read photos. To me, this is showing that down here, you can take off the hair and replace it with one of these other 5 animals that they've made. And so I felt around, and sure enough, it's actually still like tied on it. But yes, look, it indeed does come off. And that brought me so much joy. I was like feeling up in it, like it feels like you could wear it yourself, or a little kid could wear it itself. This is like, you know, I'm a bit bigger head than a kid, but this probably would fit a child. This like green afro. I just thought it was amazing. And I'm gonna be honest, when I picked him up, I saw up here it says San-X, and I was like, oh, I know that brand. I was actually thinking of Sanrio. Sanrio is known for characters like Hello Kitty. San-X, I learned, is actually a completely different company. It's interesting, just like my mix-up with Squishable and Squishmallows, 2 different companies. Okay, so San-X and Sanrio are actually competitors. They're both Japanese brands, and they both make cute characters in this style called kawaii, which is like when you have really big eyes, like if you think of like anime characters, kind of like that. It's like big eyes, they look kind of cute. That's what kawaii stands for. So yeah, two different companies make different little creatures, but yeah, isn't this guy glorious? He also reminds me a bit of Bob Ross. I can't see it any different now. When I picked this up, there was one that had just sold for around like $75, which I thought was amazing for this toy. So I just listed mine for $75. And he's going to be going probably into my 20% markdown pretty soon, since he already has been up a month. But my current round of sales doesn't end till June 15th. Because it was going to be after when my parents leave. He's going to be at that 75 for a while longer, but he actually has 9 watchers and counting on him. So what's great is clearly there's a market. People are following this item. And we'll see. Who knows? Maybe somebody will want this green afro to complete their collection and it will get sent off. I think it would be cool, like, since I am listing 16 a day now, if I can find maybe 1 or 2 plush that I picked up that I thought were interesting to show in the videos. But I will caveat though, these are my listed price. Nobody's offered or bought them. All to say though that you guys seem to dig the knowledge, and it does help me as well. Also, just a quick note, my coach reminded me that I don't need to niche into plush. I told him that I kept finding $50 bills in my squirrel pile. And he was like, hey, if you're finding stuff that meets your metric and it's not plush, like, go for it. So maybe I will build up this shelf to the ceiling so I can squirrel some more, because yeah, it's pretty full right now. Anyways, that's the happenings. I guess I'll finish my last 8 and off I go. See you tomorrow. Bye.